The title of this podcast is It's Not That Life Isn't Leaving You Alone, it's your mind that's not leaving you alone. And this is certainly true for Keith 1.0. I remember back in the day before I started doing the practice 11 and 12 years ago, that I would be in this constant struggle with life. There would be some good days, but there were a lot of other days that were average at best and not so great. And when I reflect on it, life was happening around me all the time. That's the nature of life. There were changes that were occurring, which most of which, if they were not desirable, I was hostile or resistant to the change. And in addition to that, which may compounded what was happening on the external, there was something that was happening inside. And this is what Eckhart Tolle talks about with the mind not leaving you alone, is that I would go to bed at night with the weight of whatever I thought about the day on me, about all the things that had occurred during the day, more so about what didn't go the way that I thought it should go, whether it was my performance or whether it was that of others, and all the things that I'd have to do tomorrow. And often I was meeting the next day with a lot of dread. And that's an example of my mind not leaving me alone. Life is just doing life, but my mind is what is not giving me any peace. And when I made a choice 10 to 11, I mean, 11 to 12 years ago with the well-being practice to make that the grounding rod of my life, that was the best decision and the most important decision that I've ever made. Because with that, I get to experience inner peace and people get the best of me instead of what's left of me. And I am incredibly grateful for that choice being made. So if you feel like life is just throwing a lot of challenges your way and it's one thing after another, that may be true. But what will make that situation worse is if your mind is constantly bothering you about all that's happening in the world. If you can quiet the mind, that if there are challenges out there, I assure you that you will deal with them more effectively if the mind is if you are the one that's leading and not your personal mind. And when I say you, I mean the conscious you, that deepest part of you that is good, that is peaceful, that is calm. And if you're like, I don't have that part of me, I don't know where that part of me exists, then you need to, or I suggest that you take every little moment that you have and start with a little practice. It can be something very simple in which you express gratitude for 3 to 5 things you're grateful for and go from there. Introduce some nature into your life. Surround yourself with people that have it together, that have worked on themselves, and that when you see them, more times than not, they're peaceful, they're open-hearted, and they just seem to be flowing with life as opposed to rowing against life.